You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
I want to talk about news, don't want the drama. From no pretentious media Madonna. I found me a great ganja mama. Cannabis and coffee with Tamarijuana.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cannabis and Coffee with me. Looks like I might need some more light in here. It's a little bit dim. I don't have my ring light on. Maybe I should put it on. I'm not sure it's even plugged in. Anyways, I guess if that's the case, we'll plug the thing in. Hang on. Sorry about that, folks. We'll get rid of this guy and plug this guy, and then I guess we'll turn some light on because I didn't realize it was that dark in here. I've been outside most of the morning with, the dog. And yeah, watching a lot of this, which I should probably turn off because it's super distracting to have Mark Carney in the background. So we'll just turn that off because we don't want to talk about politics. Well, cannabis and politics kind of go hand in hand sometimes, but right now it's just not. Like, I'm just not going there. So how's everybody doing this week? I know I wasn't on last week. Even I said to Al this morning, like, I don't know if it's menopause or attention deficit. Sometimes my brain's just not on. And I will go to, remember, and then it's too late. So last week, I don't even remember what I was doing. All I know is that by the time I remembered that I had a show, it was already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It just like, whoof. And Wednesday, I had to cancel because I have a friend of mine that had an emergency with a pet. And I took the night off so I could be with her because losing a pet, just like losing anybody else in your family, a family member, is devastating. So I sat with her on Wednesday. We lost Vinny. And and then it was my dad's birthday yesterday. So, it's been a kind of a shitty kind of like, the shit just keeps on rolling continually around here. Anyways, all you can do, 1 foot forward, right? Now, last week I had put up some stuff for auction for cannabis substitution, but nobody did anything. Nobody called, wrote, or bothered. So unfortunately, I've had to put the substitution program back on suspension again because I'm out of everything. I might have a box of tampons left, maybe I don't even have a chocolate bar. No socks. I got some toques and mints, but it's not toques and mints yet. Just about, but not quite. I still have some toques from Dakota Evans from last year. But yeah, when you got no funds and you got no support and you got no, what do you do? And I didn't really realize that how much of my own money I was putting into the program, and me not working really put up into everything. And then not having the donations from the store and the chips and all the stuff that I was getting from, donated from my bosses, that is a huge clinch in the program too, because I was getting all the off chips and anything that was outdated. They just sent home with me and I'd spread it around. So anyways, that's where that's at, which is super unfortunate because right now, my one client, she lost her spouse last week and she came to me and I had nothing to give her. And I felt horrible. And to be fair, I don't have a lot for myself either right now. Like, I can't even dip into my own to give because I don't have a lot to give. Like, I used to have bags and bags, and right now I'm sitting around with like a bud, and I have a week before I even get money. So it's pretty hard for me to be helping other people when I can barely help myself right now. And that's, like I said, that's just the way life goes, right? Like, I mean, we have good weeks, we have bad weeks, we have good days, and we have bad days. And right now, like I said, I've got the time and the energy to put into it, but I've got no volunteers, I've got no help. And my one girl that's been, that is my star survivor here, got a hold of me too, looking for some stuff, and she's clean, but she wanted a little bit of RSO for herself and the dogs, and I didn't even have that to do it. So if anybody's out there watching that wants to donate, um, I would be gratefully accepted, because I can't keep going with CSP with nothing and with no response for volunteers or anything. I can't keep going by myself. And there's people that need us out there. Anyway, that's my stance on that, because it's just, like I said, unfortunately, yeah. And I know we've got a new shelter in town. It's a 40-bed shelter here in town that they just opened, and it's got some better resources set up for people and such there. But again, they're all non-consumption. So people that can't consume anything on site using, don't usually go to the shelters. And that's what you'll find, why the shelters, they do. Like, I mean, some people that do consume do go and use the shelters, but they don't stay long term and get into the programs because they can't. And not everybody uses that I deal with either. But the ones that do don't, and that aren't ready for recovery. And that's the unfortunate thing, that not everybody's ready for recovery. And you have to do that in your own time. And you need a safe space, but you can't recover in a safe space if if you fall, right? So you could have a good day where you're not thinking you're going to use again. You're going to go in, you're going to try, you're going to detox. And by day 14, 15, you're rolling right back, and you got a bed, but you can't go back to that bed because you've used. It's a vicious cycle. I'm doing a show on TikTok now called Harm Reduction Connection. And it's our whatever, when we get into it, a support group for people that either suffer with usage, or people that have people that they love that use, that need support. Because I think that we're lacking in that. We're lacking in the empathy and the compassion with the addiction diseases. And I don't think that people see cannabis as a harm reduction. I had quite an enlightening phone call today. My daughter's probation officer called me, and I enlightened her about cannabis, and the fact that I was a cannabis activist, and the fact that I felt that cannabis was the gateway out. And she agreed. In fact, she said, I really learned something today. So education is the key with anything. Like I said to her, I says, the reason why people can mail 30 grams of marijuana in the mail is because I'm the one that got busted selling it. You're fucking welcome. I had 6 months house arrest for you all to be able to fucking mail 30 grams of cannabis in the mail. Was it worth it? I guess. That was one thing that I made clear when we were writing those policies. It has to be able to be mailed patient to patient. It has to be able to be transported cross country. It's legal, and you have to. So the post office complied. You got a smell-proof envelope now too. You're welcome. You don't believe me? Google it up. Too many cops in a Plains magazine. It's there on Google. You can still see it. The article is still there. In fact, I looked it up last week and let my son read it, because he needed to realize, like, he sees me doing my show and whatever, and I talk a lot, and he's been around it his whole life. But I was going through my t-shirts and pulled out one that had been signed by Tommy Chong, and he goes, "You got Tommy Chong's signature?" And I have to remember that Taven was a baby when I was doing all these things. Like, I started this before I had him in 2006. I didn't have him until 2009. And he's a baby, right? I mean, Neil Magnuson held him. He was like his last, like he was Jody and Mark Emery, like everybody. Taven, he was our little hemp seed, right? Well, hemp seed's 16 years old now. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Or almost. He will be in December. So the hemp seed didn't realize that, because he didn't remember any of these things. So I go, I met Tommy Chong. I said, I've got pictures of me with Tommy Chong. He goes, what? I said, yeah, there's pictures of your mom. Your dad's met Tommy Chong. Like, we've met Tommy Chong. He's like, what? So I pulled out, I put the picture away of me and Tommy Chong, but I pulled the picture of me and Tommy Chong out and showed him. And he's like, Mom. But he, like I said, he was a baby, little hemp seed, right? Like he was there, but he wasn't there, right? So yeah, we did that, and then I showed him the article, and he was 18 months old when that happened, and that went on until 2012 with the court and all the bullshit, right? Almost 2 years to get through that court. Like, just, it was fucking bullshit, is what it was. In Tabor, Alberta, just fucking bullshit. And then who was standing beside me when I was in the courtroom? No one. You know what one of my fucking sidekicks said? Why we're not friends anymore? Do the time, or do the crime, do the time. And didn't show up. Lied to me. When she was coming, she was in the shower. She didn't show up. That was the end of our friendship. End of it. Walk around and find out with me. And I haven't talked to her since. Not kidding you. Just like my kid's fucking godmother. Haven't talked to her in fucking, I don't know, 10 years? Something like that. I can write you off. You write me off. Those are just facts, Jack. Anyways, so the cannabis has always been in our lives. It's something that he's grown up with and been around his whole life. But again, he was a baby when I was heading off to Ottawa and Toronto and Montreal and doing all the things. He was left at home as baby. Like, we were still living in Coronation. So that was like 11 years ago. So he was like 4 and 5 years old. He remembers none of it. Because since I moved here, I don't think we did the Cannabis Cup, but he wasn't here for that either. I shipped him off. He went to grandma's for those weekends. Like, I didn't want him around. Like, he was little. He was little. He didn't need to be at a Cannabis Cup. So the stuff that I've done over the years, my son was a baby and doesn't really realize, and doesn't really connect all of that to this, right? He just thinks I sit online and blither on about stupid stuff. But he's starting to learn a little more about it and how the politics go hand in hand with it, and why I do the things that I do when it comes to election times and everything else, because it's super important to keep our democracy and our voices loud and clear. And when it comes to when we were fighting for the legalization of cannabis, it was the same thing. It was a human right, right? It was our right to be able to, under Section 7 of our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, to be able to take care of our own health and take care of our own, and put whatever we want in our bodies, right? That's that freedom, religion, expression, whatever. Section 7 of our charter. And cannabis fell under that. And we fought that, and we fought it hard. There's been court case after court case, because the fact of the matter is the government just didn't do legalization without a court case. And these court cases started in 1998 to get medical cannabis so that people could use cannabis for medicine, right? And that was the whole start of it. And through legalization and everything that's moved forward, the patients have been left behind. There's not one medical dispensary. You can't walk into any of these stores and say, hey, I've got this, because they're not medical. And they make that really clear. Like, they don't recognize marijuana as medicine yet when they do all the cells and all the tickets to the ticket you have to take, like serve it right or something like that, with serve alcohol. You have to do the same thing in BC. It's called sell it right. And you take the course. And in that course, it specifically negates the difference between cannabis medically and non-recreationally. Yet there's only one medical dispensary in the whole fucking country. I think it's in Montreal or Ottawa. I'm not even sure. In fact, I might be wrong about that. I think Al had mentioned that in one of his, when we had on Pace Radio. I have to double check that fact. But you can't go into any of the stores and ask them. Yet they've got Cannacaps, and they've got Wellness Center. They've got the wellness and the topicals. Make it make sense, because that's medical. And because of the medical patients growing their own and making their own product and going to court and getting busted and going to court and changing the legislations, you got what you got here. It wasn't because people just decided one day, oh yeah. It was a long, hard fucking fight. Standing in Ottawa, going to Montreal, talking to them, going to MP's offices, walking into conservative MP's offices in the Battle River Crowfoot riding. It was Kevin Sorensen back then when I lived there, not Bully. Oh, fuck. I love that oh my God, I would cause him. Oh, but that would entail him being in his office in Battle River Crowfoot. Fuck, I'd cause that guy so much grief. I don't live there anymore, though. But I have. I've walked into conservative MP's office. I drove Rick Casson in Lethbridge fucking crazy. We would show up at his office with our signs, and I'd stand out there, Stop Harper. Okay, so after DePape went and stood with Stop Harper signs in Ottawa in Parliament, guess who started to fucking make that happen? Oh, stop Harper stickers. And we were standing in front of our MP's office. I was pregnant, for fuck's sakes. Protesting Harper, protesting in front of conservative fucking MP's offices, going in there and talking to them about about cannabis being a benefit for patients, for people that use it for medical purposes. If it wasn't for people across our country, like not just me, across the country protesting, going into MP's office. In fact, Emery's flew in from Vancouver. Stephen Harper's office was in Calgary. He was never in his office in Calgary, but he was the MP for that riding in Calgary. They did a sit-in in his office. They all showed up and sat there. They sure did. That was when Keith Fagan was still alive, and God rest his soul. Was founder of Calgary 420. But that happened. These things have happened, and these things happened long before legalization. We're talking 15 years ago now, right? We're talking like, what year was that? Fuck, 2013, 2014? 10 years ago, 2015. We were pushing. I think I was in Ottawa. I got my licensing. So 2012 was my first trip down east to the Parliament Hill. Convention in Montreal was 2014. And here I am in 2025, still doing this and still educating and still trying to get through to people. And this, like I said to Al this morning, I'm done. Buying the product out of the store, it's not helping me. I'm finding that I'm getting absolutely no relief. It doesn't matter what I buy. It doesn't matter what product I buy. It doesn't matter what provider I buy from. I can buy small amounts, big amounts. It doesn't matter. Where's the resin on the paper? This is roaches, though, to be fair, because I don't have. No, this isn't. I just rolled this. This is not roaches. This is the cannabis. Where's the resin on the paper? Very little. Sure, it's burning gray. Where's the resin on the paper? Asking for a friend. Eradication? Bouncing, steaming? What the fuck are they doing? But in order for them to make resin and to have blonde hash, because you know what blonde hash is, right? I'll show you. Here's a little fucking tidbit for you. If you don't know what blonde hash is, this is a buddy box, okay? These things have screens in them. So when you grind your keef, same as in your grinder, right? So when they take this and they press it, that's blonde hash. This is the keef off my fucking cannabis after I grind it that goes through the screen and it's collected here. So in order for them to be making blonde hash, it means they're bouncing all the fucking keef off the plants and then packaging it and selling the cannabis as cannabis. I mean, there'll still be some trichomes on it. Don't kid yourself. There'll be some, but not all. And then they're using it. If they're steaming it, because you can steam it to make butter. There are so many because you have to remember, these big providers were all involved with the big illegal grows before they fucking started. All right? They're all a bunch of fucking criminals. Right from the fucking get-go. I don't care if they've had millions of fucking dollars. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it loud. They aren't fucking all up and up and up. Right? So these big providers are fucking us. Because I'm telling you, I'm spending $40, $50 every couple days on fucking cannabis that's not helping me from the legal market. Not. Like I said, they're bouncing it. They're doing something with it. They're steaming it. They're bouncing it. They're eradicating it. I don't care which one it is. I don't care if you tell me that you grow this small provider too. I'm calling bullshit. I'm a chronic. I've been smoking cannabis since 1986. That's fucking 40 fucking years. It is. I was 16 fucking years old. I'm almost 56. So 14 years. Okay. I know what good cannabis is. And I'm telling you, what's coming out of the stores looks good, smells good. The back says, oh, it's 30% THC. So you bring it home. And then what do you get? No relief. I'm still in fucking pain. It ain't fucking helping me at all. And I'm not saying that cannabis has ever been a thing where it masked my pain. It didn't. But I'm having to take more medications like Advil and gabapentin. Okay? I don't want to take that shit. But I've had to resort to doing something because the cannabis that I'm smoking ain't fucking helping. Even the fucking vapor tip, the vapes, the tips. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling straight up fucking garbage. What do you do? See, and the thing of it is, I can't go to my local um, legacy because I have no cash and they don't have debit, credit, nothing out there. And I have no cash on hand. So pretty hard for me to go out there and buy anything when I got nothing. That's where I'm at. So I don't go. And they actually probably have stuff out there for CSP for me. I probably should go. Maybe I will today. I don't know. See how it feels because my hand is like, see, like this is what I woke up with. One joint in my hand. Of course, it's the middle finger, and it won't bend. So it's standing straight up today. So that's the thing of the day. Isn't that horrible? But yeah, it's so swollen right now, and it's just my middle finger. You can see the difference, like between the two of them. It's all red, swollen, right? And that's the only joint in my whole body that's giving me shit. But that, I don't know why. It's kind of stupid that it does that. It just kind of drives me insane, and I'm like, why would it be just that? But thankfully, I can still function, right? When it's my hip and stuff, like, oh my fucking god, like that is the worst, and I can't walk. I can't, and it's my hip, right? So, and when I'm rubbing it with Icy Pot, because Icy Pot, which is right here, this is my friend makes this, but this is my topical that I use all the time, right? Like it's just my go-to. It's like sitting beside my bed all the time, and it's got this is 60. It's got 2 milligrams per gram of tea, and it's a topical, and I love this stuff. In fact, I have a jar here that I would auction off for CSP, but nobody seems to ever want to join in on my stuff. Like I said, I've got a Georgia Tunes here that I, will auction off. I've got all kinds of stuff that I say, hey, just put your name in the comments and I'll mail it to you. In fact, I raffle it for free. Nobody even fucking comments. Like, I'm giving shit away. Put your name in the comments. Nothing. Crickets. Okay, so don't bother giving anything away anymore. But yeah, I've got stuff to give away. Nobody wants it. I show it, and I say, just it's free. It's free. In fact, I'll even mail it to you, and I'll pay for it. I'll even pay for the shipping, right? So you kind of give up on trying to, and I keep doing this, and I keep showing up, and I keep doing this, and I keep showing up. And someday, I hope that someday it takes off where, that we have an audience of 50 people listening to cannabis education, even on Pace. Like we hope and we pray that we do this. And I said, we keep showing up. And that's all we can do, right? Is we can keep showing up for our people and keep fucking putting education out there and hope that somebody stumbles across it sometime. I'm not a great self-promoter, to be fair. Like I don't go around tooting, look at me, I'm blah, blah, blah. I don't have a business card. I don't run around promoting the show. I probably should. I did have business cards at one time, but I just found that kind of cheesy. I don't know. Hand them out, people are going, what's this? But apparently in Japan, if you don't hand out your business card and you don't carry your business card, and you don't acknowledge it, and you don't have a card carrier, so different cultures, right? Like here, we're just like, oh, paper cards. You send me an email kind of thing, right? Where, yeah, in other countries, business cards are a huge thing still. Like I said, in Japan, if you don't have a card carrier and you don't acknowledge it, and that's how you bow and hand your business card, right? Like, and I found that out from a friend that was over in Japan. That, and even like, not if you're a tourist, of course, but we're talking somebody that works there as an English teacher. Not kidding you. And they have to have a haruka, which is a stamp that verifies who you are. So when you go to Japan, they give you a haruka, and it's a stamp pad with a seal, and that seal is exclusive to you. So any paperwork, you can sign your signature, but that haruka has to be with you to verify that that's you signing. Not kidding. So Japan has some pretty archaic ways, I guess, as far as their technical, technology goes. But when it comes to like even banking, like if you don't have your haruka with you, you don't get no money. They don't like that. You have to have your haruka. Sayonara. Funny, but those are, like I said, different cultures and different countries have different ways of going about it. Like, I mean, we're so trying to get away from paper and everything's like even my bills come in my email, and I have very, very little mail that comes except for flyers and stuff, packages every now and then. But again, like people aren't using the mail system. Even like I said, with mailing stuff to Parliament Hill, it's free. And everybody's like, I don't want to send paper. And I'm getting that portion of it. But if you send so much paper to the mailroom in Ottawa that they tell you you have to stop, it makes some noise. It's making an impact. We had flyers made up. Actually, they're like a postcard. They were postcards. I don't know if I have one anymore, but it was a postcard like this, right? And it had our message on the front of it, and then we addressed it to Stephen Harper at Parliament Hill and mailed them, because anything you mail to Parliament Hill is free. So we had a whole campaign. I can't remember how. I think Dana did it. Dana Larson did it. Was it Dana? Shit, I can't remember what year that was. I'd have to go back in my archives to see what year that was and what the postcards were. But we had postcards, and we just plopped it. We just threw them, like we addressed them to Stephen Harper, Parliament Hill, Ottawa, Ontario, and then threw them in the mail. Like I would throw like 20 in the mail at a time. Oh fuck! I wish I could remember that. Why can't I remember that? Alzheimer's. Why can't I remember what that frickin' postcard said? I bet you if I went looking through my stuff, I probably still have one. Maybe during the break, I'll go through my books and see if I can find one. Because it was really like it did make an impact. But Stephen Harper was never great. Here's the thing with Harper. He saw the money. He saw the benefits of making it so that it was industry, right? Like big industries, conservative, right? Fiscally, like they make it into an industry so they can tax it. Hence why they started the MMPR program and wanted to take our gardens away. They honestly believed that enough patients were growing to sustain themselves that they wouldn't use the licensed producer. So they tried stopping patients from growing their own medicine. They absolutely did. They told us that we had to destroy our cannabis, pull our plants down, and how we had to get rid of the cannabis if we were throwing it in the garbage was to mix it with kitty litter. Ottawa got some kitty litter sent too. Anyways, that was another court case. So we started the Cannabis Coalition across the country. Jason Wilcox, rest his fucking bloody soul too. Jesus, we lost him a while ago too. So Jason Wilcox went to John Conroy and said, hey, so we started raising money. And we had fundraisers, and we did cross-country tours, and we did fundraising, and we raised $3.5 million to fund the Allard case. So that's how the licensed producers kind of got started. It was a Stephen Harper conservative, sideways, fuck the patient, make an industry so we can make money, but not allow the little guys in it. Right? So we did. We started the Canadian Cannabis Coalition. Well, Jason did. And we went to our MP's offices again. We had fundraisers. Like I said, we raised money. We did auction. We did all kinds of stuff. We really gathered together as a unit, as a grassroots activist unit. And we fought them in court. And guess what? We won. We did. It's the Allard ruling. And that's what put us back to the ACMPR, where patients can still grow their own medicine. But again, we had to go to court. And we had to pay $3.5 million in court fees and lawyers' fees to help everybody across the country. And if it wasn't for those witnesses that proved that everything that the RCMP were saying too, that mold and all the stuff that they were trying to fucking say about home growing and all, lies, all of it. We disputed it and defunct every fucking thing of any evidence that the prosecution or had. It wasn't prosecution because it wasn't a criminal case. What do you call them? We were the plaintiff. Yeah. So the judge put an injunction in because they couldn't prove that cannabis patients were causing anybody harm, because we weren't. But then when they legalized it, all these companies that own like condo units and stuff like Strata made it so that people can't grow their 4 plants. And as a patient, that I believe overrode. Somebody's at my door. Hang on. I'm gonna run my commercial. Oh my goodness. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. Open Monday to Friday from 10 till 7 p.m. or by chance. Check out our flags, our t-shirts, plus our hats, and look of that supply of rolling papers, plus much more. We've got bongs and your favorite herbal vaporizers. Look at all the incense we have, as well as for those who collect knives, check out these knives in our collection. And while you're here, stop in to see Shay at the piercing room, where you can get poked by Shay. Daily deals, check them out. Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford, Ontario.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Wow, that bang on my door was a delivery from one of my volunteers, one of my really good friends. She has been with me with this project since the beginning. She does everything in the background because she doesn't like being out in front. She's not a big fan of being around people, which I don't blame her. And but she does all kinds of stuff for me in the background. Loose shake to hand out. We have some granola bars. I love this. She does it, and I've got she packages cereal for me too. So I stole a bag of some of the cereal. I do have that. And then we've got some pads. I won't pull those out. Yeah. And then we've got some soups. Oh, Ja. I'm going to say your name, Jess. Thanks so much. This is fucking amazing. So that's a start. We got a start to the box. Plus, we got cereal still from your last donation, because I actually, honestly, last time I went out, I forgot it. It was hanging on the door, and I walked out and just left it. And that happens sometimes. So we've got a start, and we've got a little cannabis here, and I still got lots of papers. I've got papers, and we got roach buds. I've got that stuff, and I've got bags, and I've got toothbrushes. So it's not like we don't. Aw, this is awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. That is so terrific. So I'll put that there. I have a bag of roaches too. This is also I hate to do that, but I mean, if I've got a bag of roaches and somebody, it's better than nothing, right? So we got a bag of roaches, and we got this, And then, of course, we always have these. This is one of my other sponsors, Canadian Lumber. And these are great papers. Like, they're great unbleached. So these are for sale in the stores, you guys. So if you go into buy papers, go buy some Canadian Lumber. They're Canadian made in Nova Scotia. So Canadian Lumber. And I've started promote because I said we want to keep everything in Canada, right? We want to buy Canadian. So these are Canadian made papers, Canadian Lumbers. And like I said, I'll show you, like they've got filters and everything. Like these are great papers. And they come in woods. These ones are actually, I think, unbleached pure wood rolling. So these ones are wood. They've got hemp ones as well. And the greens are a green thing. But see, they come with a filter and then your papers. And the papers are larger. Like they're not like, they're a nice size paper, right? And they burn nice. Like some people like raws. I'm not a fan of raw. I find raws don't burn as well, but these burn. So I use these now because I was a blue zigzag girl. Everybody fucking knows that. And I do still have some blue zigzags, but they're not made in Canada. Just saying. So if you're sticking to your buy Canadian only, like most of us nasty Canadians are, Canadian Lumber. Like I said, they are out of Nova Scotia. They are made in Nova Scotia. Definitely Canadian made, 100%. 100%. I know that for a fact. So we've got those two. Anyways, back to what I don't even know what I was talking about before. A break. I totally got like sidetracked with this. Oh God. I was talking about how many times I've been to fucking Ottawa. The Aller case, that's what I was talking about. Now I remember. And how far we've come. But again, patients have been left behind. Like we're not able to go into a store. Oh, fucking little flies. Fucking ton of little flies this year. Aphids and flies. Anyways, so many, like I said, they've got a wellness area where you can buy topicals. Not this one. This one wasn't able to make it into the legal market as hard as she fucking worked. Legacy. That lady's been around fucking since well before fucking anybody else. And she didn't get her stuff in. It's top of the line. It's better than anything else I've ever used. To be honest, I haven't used anything from the stores, to be fair. But that one there, I don't use anything else but. And wrinklies, CBD oil, man. Yoo-hoo! And Korean skin cream. But again, like cannabis has got so many uses, right? And again, with hemp oils and hemp derivatives, like hemp has got no THC, it's all CBD, CBHs, but they're also finding CBN, CBHs are beneficial too, right? So again, but I'm not one to want to rip the plant apart. I'm a full spectrum. I want the RSO. I want the full spectrum oil. I want it gold. I want it gold and I want to see through it. And in 1989, I used to get fucking 9-ounce baby balls full of it. Full of it. Fucking gold honey oil. And that shit was banging. I mean, those tips and stuff, sure, it looks gold and everything. But what are they using to make it? Because there's no bang to it. None. And I'm not saying that I'm so saturated that I need to take a break, that I don't want to get high. That's not it. I need pain fucking derivatives. I need something to take this fucking edge off this pain. Just saying. And nothing's working. Anything from the fucking legal market's not working. And like I said, I don't have my own plants. I don't have my own stuff anymore. I lost my blueberry hash strain that was beneficial for me when we moved here because I lost my fucking mom. She died. So yeah, like it's frustrating to be somebody that uses cannabis for medicine that can't find any medicine that's any good. It helps in the legal market in my area. Right now, maybe I'm not looking. Maybe I'm not getting the right stuff. I don't know. But again, when you go in there and you're buying one of everything that's there, try it once and not going back for seconds. What does that tell you? Like, it's not like I go in there and buy one thing and say, okay, well, and then I go back and buy it again. Now I'm always going in and trying something else because what I bought is garbage. You can't see it. You can't smell it. You ask the people behind the counter, hey, what's good? But everybody's level of what's good and what's not are different because it affects everybody differently. So there's that. It gets really frustrating. I don't know if anybody else is finding that too. I know I mentioned that to Alan. He said that he'd heard that from other people. But again, I don't know if it's just me, right? Like, I don't know if it's just me or if it's just the whole thing. Maybe, comment, and if anybody's here, comment, put your comments up. Like, what do you think of legal market? And if you're using it, what do you think of the product? Because I'm calling crap on lots of it. I mean, every once in a while you stumble across, every once in a while I'll stumble across a good bud. But again, here we are. And I don't even know what to say anymore because it's just I just keep banging on about the same things. In fact, let's see. Does Health Canada recognize marijuana as medicine yet? Let's check. We'll go to Health Canada. Health Canada. Cannabis. Let's go look. Cannabis, cannabis legalization, medical purposes, blah, blah. Any regulations patient continue to be able to. Okay, I want to see Health Canada's website. Cannabis. Let's go to this one. Okay, let's share this page and go through it together because might as well. Okay, let's see. Share screen. We want this one. No, we want that one. Okay, share the screen. Okay, so it says cannabis in your health, online calculator limits for public possession, types of cannabis in industry. This has totally changed. Drugs and health products. Let's go there. Recalls, licensing authorization for medical health, drug manufacturers, self-care, buying and using drugs, health marketing, side effects, recalls, drug medication, patent medical preview, recalls and safety. Magic mushrooms. What do they got here? Drug most requested. Let's go under magic mushrooms. Psilocybin. Are you guys seeing this? Magic mushrooms are mushrooms that contain hallucinogens, usually psilocybin. There is an increased interest in the potential therapeutic use of magic mushrooms and psilocybin. One of the active ingredients in magic mushrooms, while clinical trials on psilocybin have shown promising results at this time, there are no approved therapeutic product containing psilocybin in Canada or elsewhere. Clinical trials are the most appropriate and effective way to advance research of unapproved drugs such as psilocybin. Magic mushrooms have been used for thousands of years. There were 200 species of magic mushrooms. Since many species look alike, it can be hard to tell the difference. Holy moly! Are you guys seeing this? Potential therapeutic use at this time, there are no approved therapeutic products containing psilocybin in Canada or elsewhere. This means that safety, efficacy, and quality of product containing psilocybin have not been assessed by Health Canada, and they are not undergone the rigorous scientific review process required to be authorized for sale in Canada or elsewhere. There are ongoing research looking at the potential of psilocybin to treat various mental health disorders such as anxiety, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, and problematic substance use. While some initial clinical trials have shown promising results, the evidence is currently limited. Clinical trials are the most appropriate and effective way to advance research in unapproved drugs such as psilocybin, while protecting the health and safety of patients. Health Canada encourages Canadians seeking support for these disorders to talk to their healthcare provider. Access to psilocybin for therapeutic use. Health Canada recognizes there are times when access to unauthorized drugs may appropriate patients suffering from mental health disorders that should discuss potential treatment options with their healthcare provider. In some circumstances, with the support of a regulated healthcare practitioner, it may be possible for individuals to legally access psilocybin through one of the three pathways. Clinical trials, special access program, individual subsection 56 exemption from the CDSA. Let's look there. Individual 56 exemptions. We used to have, well, I never did, for cannabis. Oh, I guess I should add it to the fucking stage. Blah. So here we are. I'm going to go back. We have individual section 56 exemption. Subsection 56 of the CDSA is discretionary power that allows the Minister of Health to exempt persons, class of persons, controlled substance procures of the application of any provision of the CDSA or its regulations for scientific or medical purpose, or for a purpose that is otherwise in the public interest. Each request for an exemption under subsection 56 is carefully considered on a case-by-case basis, taking into account the public health and public safety objectives of the CDSA and all relevant information. Many factors are considered when reviewing and making a decision on a request for subsection 56/1 exemption to psilocybin in relation to a medical condition. These factors may include, but are not limited to, the available of clinical trials or other regulatory pathways such as special access programs to request access to substance, the medical condition for which a psilocybin is requested to be used, the existing scientific evidence to support the use of psilocybin for the treatment of the condition, whether other conventional therapies have been considered, where the use of the substance is supported by the healthcare practitioner, public health and public safety objectives of the CVSA, other federal, provincial, and other municipal laws or regulations that may apply to the proposed activity, risk including risk division. Psilocybin exemption requests in relation to medical conditions should include a letter of support from a medical practitioner. This letter of support should demonstrate that they have pursued other available legal routes to access psilocybin or demonstrate that these routes are not available to suit them and provide diagnosis, prognosis of patient's medical illness, clinical evidence of psilocybin use, if applicable, and details of the recommended treatment regime. Individuals may contact the Office of Controlled Substance for more information to submit a request for exemptions from the CVSA. Wow, that's interesting. See, these are things I did not know. Learned something new today. All right, let's go back and look up. They have here for, okay, they got psilocybin. Okay, so we're going to go back to Health Canada. Sorry. So these are the most requested drug products, cannabis health effects. Okay, let's go look here. Health effects of cannabis. Effects can be felt within seconds to minutes of smoking, vaporizing, dabbing cannabis. These effects can last up to 24 hours. If you eat, drink cannabis, these effects can occur within 30 minutes to 2 hours and can last up to 24 hours. And then it goes on this page. Short-term health effects, long-term health effects, effects of different age groups, blah, blah, blah. Short-term health effects, feeling high, okay, smoking damaged blood vessels, blah, blah, blah. Long-term health effects, long-term developed over time, daily, months, weeks, months, years. Memory, concentration, intelligence, ability to think and make decisions. Effects to be worsened if you start using early in adolescence. Frequent effect. Bullshit. Bronchitis, lung infections, chronic, and bullshit. Effects on different age groups, blah, blah, blah. Effect during pregnancy, blah, blah, blah. This is all bullshit, too. Potential therapeutic cases, uses of cannabis. Oh, potential. Information for healthcare professionals for authorized patients, blah, blah, blah. So, potential therapeutic use, dosing, warning, adverse effects. And then they go to this. What is chronic pain? Thinking about using cannabis for parenting. Thinking about using cannabis for parenting. Like, for more information about cannabis. Like, who's writing this shit? What is chronic pain? Let's read this. Let's see. Chronic pain. Let's tell me what the government thinks chronic pain is. About chronic pain. Resources to manage chronic pain and what we're doing to help people living with pain. What? The government has a page about chronic pain. I guess I should wander through the Health Canada website more often. I don't do this often, obviously. Okay, so about chronic pain, let's see what they say. Let me see what the government thinks. Learn about chronic pain and how to manage it. Okay, chronic pain resources. Contact us. Canadian Pain Task Force. Talking to your healthcare provider about opioids. Why would opioids be the first thing you'd go for? Why is opioids always the first line of defense and not cannabis, and cannabis is the last line of defense to get you off the opioids that you've already been using, that the doctor prescribed to you? Does that make it make sense? Like, why would cannabis not be there instead of opioids? Like, talking to your healthcare provider. Okay, let's see what they say about that. Talking to your health. Oh, I didn't share the screen. Let's bring the screen back up so you can see it. Okay. Talking to your healthcare provider about opioids. What? Okay, let's see what they have to say. You may be prescribed an opioid to help manage your pain. Opioids are medications prescribed to treat pain that may have caused by certain injuries or illness. While opioids may not take your pain away completely, there are legitimate medications to be considered as part of your overall pain management strategy. With all medications, opioids can have risks, potential dangerous side effects. If you're prescribed an opioid, it is important to have a conversation with your healthcare provider, such as your physician, surgeon, nurse practitioner, or sport medication doctor, to determine if this medication is appropriate for you and how to use them in the safest way. About opioids: fentanyl, morphine, oxycodone, hydromorphine, methadone, naloxone, or ibuprofen, bupropion, naloxone, I didn't know naloxone was considered an opioid. Some of the medications on the list above, methadone, naloxone, and hydromorphine, are also sometimes used to treat opioid use disorders, addiction. Oh, okay. When being prescribed opioid, you should always follow the instructions given to you by your healthcare provider to use the lowest dose possible to control your pain. Take the medication for the shortest time amount possible. If you're opioid, extend period of time for one example. One, make sure you are regularly checking in with your healthcare provider to discuss how medication is addressing your pain management needs. It's important to discussion with your health. 2 weeks? Are you fucking kidding me? It's also important to discussion with your healthcare provider about the appropriate doses of opioids treating your condition, how long you take them. And starting with everything, you should discuss it whether you're great pain. Fuck you. I take fucking opioids when I need them. Short-term side effects: drowsiness, no. Constipation, no. Impotence, I don't know. Nausea, no. Yes. Euphoric, no. Difficult breathing, which can lead to worsening, no. Headaches, dizzy, yes. Long-term side effects: increased tolerance, yes. Substance use, no. Liver damage, of course. Infertility, I don't care. Worsen pain, maybe. Life-threatening withdrawal symptoms as baby is born. Okay, not having a baby. Physical dependencies. Continuous use of opioids, including for medical purposes, may lead to physical dependencies. No shit. Why do you think we have so many fucking addicts on the street? But not there. This is a natural reaction that may occur in the body when using opioids, particularly when using for extended period of time, for example, 1 or 2 weeks. 72 hours, motherfuckers. 72 fucking hours. You may experience symptoms of withdrawal, may include restless sleep, heavy sweating, chills, shaking, increased pain, twitching, aching muscles, psychological distress. If you're considering reducing or stopping your opioid medication, it's important to discuss it to be weaned off of it. And half the time they don't. Overdose, rare dizziness, ability to stay awake, hallucinations, heavier, unusual snoring, slow breathing rate. Other treatment options, questions for your healthcare. Like, oh my fucking cripes. I can't believe I just saw that. Like that, like what was that? Anyways, yeah. Health Canada still is not recognized. Well, they do recognize it as a therapeutic, but there's still not enough, evidence. None of evidence. But here they are telling us chronic pain resources. And where are these? Free virtual resources for chronic pain management available here through Power Over Pain portal. Why are these resources actually like advertised for people that live in chronic pain? Like, I mean, BC Pain Management. I, tried going through that. My physiotherapist, and honestly, like, I don't want to talk to somebody about my fucking pain on the phone. Like, that's not helping my pain. Somebody calling me to I have a therapist, right? I don't need somebody to call me to talk about my pain because my pain's not in my and how I manage it. How I manage it? I don't. I just roll with it because some days are better than others, and some days what I did before working didn't work the next day. Like, that's the thing with revolving fucking rheumatoid arthritis. What works on one joint sometimes doesn't work on the other. So it's a revolving trying heat and cold and rubbing and topicals and cannabis and pills, medication, whether it's over the counter or whether it's prescribed. It's still revolving, meditation. I'm attention deficit. I can't even sit still for 2 minutes. Don't tell me to meditate. Deep breathe. I'm deep breathing every day. I'm watching the news. If you're not deep breathing every day watching the news, there's something fucking wrong with you. But again, like, here we are, chronic pain. And then they're trying to tell you how to do it. Like, fuck off. Yeah, I said it. So I guess I found some beans from my buddies from BC Bud Depot that no longer existing for more impact. Derek's passed away too. God. Like, every time I turn around, I'm saying somebody's name and they're not even here anymore. That fucking sucks. But yeah, I found some BC Bud Depot seeds and I'm going to try them and buy some new LEDs and try growing my own again because I am done with this fucking bullshit. And right now, like I said, I don't have any gas even to get out to the res. Never mind cash to go out there. So I'm not. Oh, fuck. Anyways, yeah, it's been a nice chatting with you. These fucking flies. like to thank our sponsors, who are Limestone Hydroponics and Campbellford Lifestyle and Easy. You should check his stuff out. He's got a variety of different mushrooms that aren't psilocybin based that also are very helpful and for your health. And to you guys for hanging in with me for goddamn, it's been like, well, 10 years. Because I've been here 11. I think I started this portion of the show with Al Rap in 2011. No, was he doing the show before? Was he doing the show? Maybe I was. Maybe I started it in Coronation. I can't fucking remember. In fact, we're trying to figure it out the other day. We couldn't remember. But I remember Ross Middleton making my first logo. God. Right? And then I had Angie do my last logos. And I've got to change my logo again. I got to get Angie to do it again. But I need cash for that too. Because nothing in life is free, right? I got, I could use a Bitmoji or, but I like supporting Canadian artists. And Angie's a Giuliani. She's a Canadian cartoonist, and she does all my logos, and I love supporting her. So support Canadian art, because support Canadian brands. In fact, today I was trying to find a Halloween costume, but I want it, everything I look at, probably made in the U.S. Well, I don't want it. I'm a nasty Canadian. But I'm not buying it if it's made in the USA. So I'm trying to find a costume for Halloween that is actually built here, and I can go on Etsy, but they're in the States too, and I'm not paying an American for a costume, and I can't sew. And my mommy told me that she didn't have time, because my mommy's an amazing seamstress, but she used to make my clothes when I was a little girl, but my mommy said she's got no time to make my costume for me, so I got told no. But again, I'm buying Canadian. So again, if you're buying like rolling papers and stuff, make sure you're buying Canadian lumbers, because Canadian lumber, I'll bring them out again, are Canadian brand. They're made in Nova Scotia, and they're nice papers that come with filters and everything in them. And these are my sponsors for CSP. They sent me I've got 1,800 packs of papers to give away, and I've given away lots. Trust me. But they come with filters and everything, and these are made with raw wood, and they burn nice. So again, Canadian lumber. If you're buying Canadian, there you go. There's a Canadian brand paper made in Nova Scotia. Hit them up. In fact, I'm not sure we've got them in my local store. Maybe I should go in there and take them a box and tell them to buy some. See their rep out here. And again, we got a donation for CSP for my lovely, lovely volunteer, Jessica. She's an amazing person. I love her to death. So we got a start on that. We got some stuff to start with again. So we just need a little more cannabis and maybe some RSO, and then I can make some candy, and we're on the go. Because I can bake. That's what I do. I make my own candies. In fact, I've got probably enough Kif in that box. I'd have to weigh it to make a batch of candy. I might just do that. I don't have any sugar. Fuck, I don't even have sugar. So I guess I'm not making anything. I got flour, but no sugar. Fuck. I got corn syrup. I think I used my last year. I have to look. I think I used my last batch of candy. And I haven't bought any sugar. Oh, God. Anyways, we're going to wrap the show up. I want to thank whoever it is that has been watching through the whole show. I really appreciate the support. And next time you'll see me is Wednesday night on Pace Radio with Al. So that's Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, our Pace Radio show with me and Al. And we go over news and research and talk about cannabis. And that's what we always do, is talk about cannabis. So you guys have a great week. I will see you again Wednesday. And y'all take care and have a good day. It's beautiful out there. Oh, and happy equinox, because it was first day of fall yesterday. My favorite time of year. My anniversary's coming up. Alrighty, it's harvest time too. A lot of people will be taking down their outside plants. Outside harvest, right? Maybe another maybe another couple weeks actually. Probably 2 or 3 weeks before they start pulling. Because 12 and 12 is just 12 and 12. I'm noticing now, we got 12 hours of sun and 12 hours of dark. It's at 7:40 in the morning, sun's coming up, and it's going down by 7:40 at night. 7:43. That's how close they are to 12 and 12 right now. So them buds will be tightening up. Nice. So good luck to everybody out there that's either waiting on their harvest or pulling fans leaves off already and getting ready for harvest. It's a good time of year. Anyways, y'all take care, everybody, and I am going to say goodbye. Have a good week.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.